Possible TV. Once again, we're glad you're here with us, and today is just me. As an energy healer, I am an intuitive healer, and today I want to talk to you about muscle testing, because this is how I begin to get the intuition to find people's hidden issues, find out what's going on under the surface, things that are not obvious. People go, wow, is it magic? How do they know that? Is this some kind of gift? And every one of us can access this intuition. Muscle testing is simply training wheels for the intuition. When you get to a certain point of efficiency at this, when you just pose the question in your mind, the answer will automatically come to you. It's a ways down the road. I've been doing muscle testing for many years now, and actually I really struggled to get good at muscle testing. Some people it comes to very easily, but if you stick to it, you can do that. Our body is a lie detector. Our muscles will test strong for truth, or we will be attracted to things that are positive. Our muscles will go weak for things that are for falsehoods, and will be repelled by things that are negative. So just to get started, just so you can see how cool this is and how you might be able to use it in your life. This isn't just something that people that are psychics or intuitive can use. You can use this too, and I want to show you how. So I'm going to turn sideways, and I want you to well, you don't need to turn sideways, but stand up and close your eyes. If you're driving right now, you might want to hold off on this, okay? But stand up and close your eyes, and I'm just going to turn sideways here. And I want you to close your eyes and just kind of stand with your feet, 6 inches apart, and stand straight here. Close your eyes, and I want you to think either of an enemy, a person who has really caused a lot of chaos in your life, or perhaps if that's not coming to you, think of war. Think of all the terrible things of war. Think of this person and how they've said all these ugly and terrible things to you. What you'll do is, or think of war and how many children will lose their fathers, and the countries and things that are torn apart, and the cities and the homes that are destroyed. And you'll find yourself actually leaning back like this. If you're watching me still, you'll be leaning back. If you're doing the experiment, you may find that you even need to take a step backwards to balance yourself, because you are repelled by that. You can also now just open your eyes, relax, breathe out, let go of all that negativity. And now think of someone that you love dearly. Perhaps it's a parent, it's a spouse, it's a child. Think of someone that you would give anything for, and think of them. Or think of love, peace. If you thought of war and that were good for you, now think of all the goals that you have, the person that you want to be, your ideal life where you have plenty of money coming in, where you're successful, your relationships are working well, you're living in your dream home. What you'll do is you'll find yourself leaning forward as you either think of someone that you love deeply. You can also use this. That's just a good test. So I hope that worked for you. Not everybody it works for the very first time, but it's a very simple thing to do that. Also, if you want to decide if something's good for you, does my body want to eat this food? Think about it, or just hold it. If you actually have something, is this good for my body? A supplement, perhaps, a vitamin, a mineral. Is this good for my body? Hold it next to your chest. Close your eyes and see if your body wants it, which way you're pulled, okay? Very simple. That's a very, very simple muscle testing. But our body really is a truth detector, and it knows what it wants. Our spirit, our subconscious, very, very strong. We are tuned in to energies around us, and we can access these when we can learn to fine-tune them. And that is one of the ways to do that. I'm going to teach you several methods. I want to teach you how you can start to use muscle testing in your life. And if you ever do come and do work with me, either in person or through Skype, FaceTime, or over the phone, you can understand how a healer or an intuitive can begin to get intuition and messages about you. There's nothing magic, there's nothing mysterious about how this happens. I want you to understand it. I want you to experience it for yourself and know how this works. So with a client, I use this to find hidden issues, where they be emotional issues or causes for certain physical things that are going on, or to change or find, not change, but to first find faulty belief systems that they may have locked up inside of their subconscious, not even aware of. It's okay, because their subconscious knows, their spirit knows. And when we do muscle testing, that's where we're accessing. We can get very clear answers, and I will show you how that works. Before we get into all that, I'd like to remind you to, here on the bottom of the screen, go to allthingspossible.biz. And if you go and get there, click on the Contact Us button, and I would love to offer you a free strategy type healing session of about 20 minutes, where we could just sit down, do some quick healing with you. You can get a taste of what this is like and see if you would like to explore that further. But this is a free gift that I'd like to offer to you. So again, go to allthingspossible.biz, click on Contact Us, say, hey Bill, I'd like to set up a time we could visit either on the phone or through internet, perhaps in person. Just a short visit, and that's a complimentary gift that we offer to you. Let's get right back into this. So what can you use muscle testing for? Now that you have just a little bit of an understanding what that's about, what can you use it for? Well, you can use it to find things that you might be allergic to. You have an allergy and you don't know what it is, so grab all the things that you think it might be. Hold it next to your chest and see if you lean forward or backwards. If I'm working with someone, I will even have them think about that, and I can muscle test them, or I can self-test for them, because I access their subconscious just with my intention, and I can test and get answers very quick. I will go into the mechanics of how that happens. We can find supplements that you might want to take, vitamins that your body wants, okay? Find hidden or trapped emotions. I'm going to be doing a whole segment on trapped emotions and how much they can affect your life and your health, and how easy and fast it is to find and release those. Incredible thing, but the key to doing all that and finding those is using muscle testing. It's also called kinesiology, okay? I can use it to find limiting beliefs, like we said, and use it to find and clear negative or unclean energies. I have a chiropractor that I have gone to, and he will take and touch on a person's back and muscle test on their arm. I'll show you how this is done in a moment. And he'll do that, and he'll just touch, and he could go down. He doesn't even need to use an x-ray. He's very accurate. And he'll just touch, and when he gets to the vertebrae on your back, you know, obviously if this was my back, when he gets to the right spot, your arm will go weak. You go, okay, that's where you're at. And then he'll work on it, stand you back up, and test again. Okay, is it strong? Yes, it's in. Good. Okay, very good for finding things like that. It's very, very effective. Also, for one of the big things that I do with that I find is holding people back is forgiveness issues, grudges that they have. And so this is how, with muscle testing and using that for intuition, you can get yes or no answers. Okay, I don't muscle test somebody and it gives me a whole paragraph of description of descriptive words. It doesn't work that way. But I can get yes or no answers. So I'll be muscle testing for a client, and I'll say, do you have this soreness in your shoulder, for example, or in your knee, in your back, wherever it is, because of a forgiveness issue? Is that an underlying reason why you have this? And I can get a, oh yes, see, my muscle stays strong here. No, it would go weak. And I'll get a yes. So I'll just show you how this works. So, all right, now client, do you have, because you have a sore back, is this because of a forgiveness issue? Bam, strong. I push down with this little finger here. That's strong. I'll go, okay, yes, it is a forgiveness issue. Let's see, how old are you? Okay, let's say, for example, you're 56 years old. Did this happen before you were 25 years old? I'll either get a yes or a no. So if I get a no, then I'll go, did it happen before 30? Oh, 30. So is it 25, 26, 20? Oh, it's 27 years old. Something happened when it was 27 years old. That's a client. Can you think of somebody that really you got crossways with at 27 years old? They may say, man, I don't know. I can't think of anybody. And let's see, was it somebody at work? Was it somebody in a social situation? Was it a family? Oh, it was a family member. Okay. Now can you think, is that helping you out? Was it a male or a female? I can ask that. And then I can ask them to go, Well, I've got 18 kids, okay? Could be any one of my kids. They all got on my nerves from time to time. And I could go in and find, oh, all right, start naming your kids. Well, there's Joe, there's Larry, there's Sally, there's Mary, there's Jenny. Oh, okay, whatever. I'll say, okay, you know what? I got strong on Jenny. What is it about Jenny? And pretty soon something will pop up and they'll go, oh, I remember she wanted to go off on this vacation and I was so mad at her and she took off with her friends and left, whatever the story is. Oh, well, you need to forgive them for that. Because you've been holding on to that grudge, you now have a sore back 20 years later. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. That's how I use muscle testing to find these issues. It's incredible, but there's nothing magic about it, okay? So, what can you use muscle testing for? Or what are the general uses for muscle testing? You use it to test on yourself. When you learn to do the self-testing, I can ask questions about myself. I can ask questions about a client, okay, or someone else. But it has to be something. I can't start asking questions about the President of the United States or somebody else. All right, it has to be someone that I have responsibility or a stewardship over. I believe this is a God-given gift. And if we use it correctly, it's very useful in our lives. Always use it with the intent to do good. I'm going to show you some methods of different ways to do muscle testing. I showed you one of the very simplest ones. However, if you're in the middle of a grocery store and you're swaying back and forth with vegetables against your chest, they might put you in a little white jacket with tight straps on it and carry you away, give you a free ride to a warm place. But I will show you some other methods and you can work with them. It's a good thing when you're muscle testing, say show me a yes or show me a no. I'll show you how that works. First off, if you go to a practitioner, very often a chiropractor or a healer, very often, or someone who sells supplements and trying to find the right supplements for you, they will do the muscle testing with the arm. And I'm going to bring in my beautiful wife, Kris, and show her and show you with her as an example how muscle testing with the second person works. So we're going to do that, okay? Okay, as you can see, I brought in my lovely assistant, Vanna White.
I'm Vanna
Kris,
today.
She's Vanna. Okay, and in this part I want to show you muscle testing on another person, which is very typical if you go into a practitioner, chiropractor and energy practitioner who uses muscle testing, okay? And so this is what muscle testing on another person looks like, is we ask the person to go ahead and raise their arm out to the side, okay? Now I'm just going to hold my hand here underneath to support her weight so she doesn't get tired as I'm explaining. When I push down, I want to stay, see this little bone on the wrist here? I want to stay behind this, on this side of it. If you push out here, these bones are very close to the surface and they can be very fragile. And so there's something that goes on inside the body. When you start getting pressure here, the body says, ooh, don't resist, you're going to break these bones. And so you will get false test there. You want to stay behind here. And you want the pressure as you begin to push down to be very, say if this is my meter, and this is, okay, put your arm down. This is no pressure at all. This is really strong pressure, okay? One thing that we have a tendency to do is when we do muscle testing, especially on another person, to say, okay, resist, boom, and you just push really hard, okay? And it catches the person off guard and it just throws things out of balance and you will get inaccurate testing. So you want it to say, okay, resist, and you just bring your pressure up slow and smooth and then back down, okay? Not this, but a nice slow, if you imagine that it's a level meter. The other thing that's good to do is to put your hand on their opposite shoulder. Now, typically I'll be facing them, but for the purposes of the camera, don't tell anybody I got a spot on the back of my head where there's not as much hair, so it looks better if I face the camera. Okay, so I will ask Kris here. Kris, just go ahead and resist, okay? I'm going to now, I'm holding up with my thumb.
He's holding my arm higher than my shoulder.
Okay, so I will just say, Kris, just go ahead and resist, okay? Very good. Now, I'm not putting a lot of pressure in. I'm just feeling her resistance there. Kind of, it's just a gentle pressure. This is not a tug-of-war. All right, so I've got a good benchmark of where I want to press. I want to use about the same amount of pressure. And now I will say, I will ask her a true question and a false question. Kris, tell me, what is your name?
My name is Kris.
Okay, go ahead and resist. And again, my pressure meter, see, she's rock solid. Okay, and again, I'm not pulling up like this. Kris had some shoulder surgery, so I don't want to really tear her up, but I can do this without putting a lot of pressure on, all right? Now I'm going to ask her to lie to me, okay, and tell me a falsehood. Tell me, young lady, what's your name?
My name is Mary.
Her name is Mary. Okay, go ahead and resist. All right. And she's just weak, okay? Again, my pressure meter. Let's do that again. What's your name?
My name's Lisa.
That's an old girlfriend, okay? Hi, Lisa.
My name's Lisa.
Okay, your name is Lisa. And resist. She doesn't even want to be Lisa. Okay, that's good. All right, so that's what muscle testing looks like. So then I can ask her any question I want about her body, about things that are good for her or not. Now, if we were working on allergies, I could have her hold different foods or substances, maybe cosmetics. Have her take that, and I'd have her just take and either hold it in her hand, or sometimes it's really good to place it right next to your chart. And I will say, does your body want this? Go ahead and resist. And if it is something that is not good for her body, okay, can of Diet Coke, she can't even hold her arm up by herself with a can of Diet Coke over there, all right? But yet if it's a nice big head of spinach, you know, she's there all day long.
Of course.
I can do pull-ups. Well, I can't do pull-ups, but if I could, I could do them off of her arm. Okay, that was funny. I didn't know she was going to do that. So you never know what's going to happen here on live camera. Yeah, now that's muscle testing with a second person. However, even with a client, I prefer to self-test for them by tuning into their energy. It goes faster and it's more accurate. In a while, I will talk about times when muscle testing doesn't work, when you will get inaccurate or incorrect answers. And I find that I eliminate a lot of those if I can just test for the client. As long as they can believe and understand how I get the answers, then I go ahead and go into that. Here are some of the ways, and there are many, many ways, but one of the most common ways, the easiest way to learn for many people, is to make a circle with both of your fingers, okay? And you interlock these fingers like this, all right? And then just pull, okay? Show me a yes. A yes is muscles are strong, okay? Show me a yes. Now show me a no. And the muscles, your finger will release with the same amount of pressure. Now, the key here is not to use all your strength. You'll wear yourself out. If you can just control, show me a yes, show me a no. Okay, show me a yes, show me a no. Show me a yes, show me a no. All right, that's a good one to practice on. A lot of people like that. The other one is just take and hold the finger like this and say, show me a yes, and then just take another finger. Instead of making another circle, just stick a finger and show me a yes, show me a no. Okay, that one works well for some people. My favorite one, and what you'll find is you'll try this as you're learning this, and you'll find one method that you seem to gravitate towards that works better for you, and that will be your go-to. I suggest that you keep working to learn another one. When you get to a point, you will find, as you fine-tune your intuition more and more, you'll find that any of these methods will work for you, and then you get to the point. Remember at first I said that muscle testing is like training wheels for your intuition. You'll get to a point when you pose the question and you're not even done posing the question in your mind and you have the answer. Is it a yes or a no? Or even with an age of a client, when I'm working on a client, I will just say, gosh, do you have that? Yes, yes, we have a hidden emotion here, or yes, it's a forgiveness issue. And I'll look at them and I'll go, 32 years old. Without ever doing muscle testing. It comes, but it's after many years of doing it. For me, it took many years. You might be one of those people that's very, that it comes to very easily. It may never. But muscle testing does work, okay? The other one is even use your own arm. Put your pressure here. Show me a yes, show me a no. You'll feel that just by, somewhere here on your arm. Show me a yes, show me a no. That's a real good one. I have a sister that's really good at this one. This is one I haven't been able to find out, is rubbing the finger, okay? Show me a yes, and you'll really feel that resistance. Show me a no, and it gets kind of slick. There's no resistance there. or the other way around, whatever is working for a person. That's a real nice one. You can do it subtle and discreet. I have not been able to develop that one, but a lot of people, this works really good for them. There's so many things. There's a falling log where you put one finger over the top of the other and you push down. Show me a yes. This finger will stay strong. This finger right here will stay strong. A no, it will go weak and it'll push down. That works for some people. My first go-to method that I learned was holding my hand out like this, and then I would take my other fingers like this, and I'd put it in there and I'd open it. I'd say, show me a yes. Yes was strong, it didn't open. Show me a no. So I would get a no answer, and it would open up. I used that for years and years, and until I learned to ease up and not use a lot of pressure, my fingers would cramp up a lot. My go-to method now, and since I've gotten to the point where I can access and use others, one of my favorite ones to use is just this, to hold your hand, hold your finger out solid, then take your other hand, put the 3 fingers across here, and then just push down with your little finger. Yes, no. Show me yes, show me a no. We're not making finger puppets on the wall, but show me yes, show me a no. Okay, that's what I do. So when I'm in a session right now with a client, even when I say, let's see, did this happen at say 32 years old? I'll say, was it 32? And I'll check and just verify, because I want to make sure this is very, it's very clear whether that finger stays solid or goes strong. Those are some of the methods. There's many other methods. Find one that works for you for the muscle testing to get your answers. Now, muscle testing, how accurate is it and what affects the accuracy? Most people will say it's about 90% accurate. This is not something you want to take to the bank. It gives you a very good indication and idea, and it's very effective for what we do as a healer, but you can see the many uses you could have in your home. All right. There are some things that will affect your accuracy, your objectivity. And it's really hard when you're working on someone or a loved one, okay? And you may want things to be a certain way. And because you want a different outcome, or you really want it to be a yes or a no to whatever question you're asking, that can affect the results that you get. Also, when I'm testing a person on their arm and I say, is this person dehydrated? And they're going to say, my gosh, I drink 1 gallon a day. And they're going to try and use more force than they normally do because they already think they know the answer. What they may not know is that even though they're drinking 1 gallon of water a day, they may not be drinking water that their body is accepting. Their water may have a lot of things in it that their body doesn't want for some reason or another, okay? So objectivity has a lot to do with it. That's why I like to do the testing for my clients, because it takes out that objectivity. But I have to be careful that even when I'm testing for myself or my loved ones, that I don't look for a certain answer. I let it be whatever it is. That's a big thing to being accurate, is your objectivity. One of the other things that can affect your self-testing for yourself, or if you're arm testing for someone else, is if they are dehydrated. If you are dehydrated, you will not test correctly. Also, if you have a lot of toxins in your system, or if you are under the influence of something, if you're high as a kite, if you've had alcohol, whatever, that will affect your muscle testing. It will be off. Another thing, if your neck is out of alignment, or your upper vertebrae, your upper thoracic vertebrae, some of those are out. If those are out, it affects the energy flow, and you don't get good, accurate results if that is going on. Again, that's why I like to test for my clients, because if their neck is out, if they're dehydrated, I'm still going to get good answers. But if I'm using their muscles, it could throw off the results. And also your focus. You just have to put your attention on what the question that you're asking. Again, with a neutral opinion, you don't care what the answer is, you just want to know what truth is. And you can deal with it either way. One other thing that sometimes people will test strong for negative things and weak for positive things, and they can get actually a reverse polarity. This normally happens when they are listening to very intense, heavy music, or they've been exposed to some very negative energies. Their polarities can actually flip and reverse. If you find someone that you're working with, please get them to a spiritual healer or someone who can help them. It's a fairly easy process, but it's not something you do yourself. Or if you find that you are testing exactly opposite and you're getting good consistent results, but it's opposite of what you know it should be. I mean, if you hold a can of Diet Coke up to your chest and you test strong, and you hold a celery stick up and you test weak, you're probably reversed. Your polarity is reversed, and we need to get that flipped around. So it's a very easy thing to do, but that's another thing that can give you false answers. So muscle testing is awesome. You want to go out and use it, right? Okay, here's some things that you don't want to use muscle testing for, okay, that it's not to be used for. It's not used for fortune telling or for telling the future. Am I going to find the love of my life in the next 30 days? You can get you'll find that you can get answers yes or no, but as time plays out, they're not accurate, okay? So it's not, this is a God-given gift, and it's not to tell future or fortune, okay? It's also not good to use this for major life decisions, okay? Should I marry this person? Should I take this job? It's very good to say, would the energy of this outfit, is that good for me to wear today? That's great, because you know what? The consequences are not that bad, okay, if you make the wrong choice. And again, when it's a major life decision, it's really hard to stay objective about that. You're in love with someone, and you don't want to be told no, and it's going to affect your muscle testing. There's a much better way that I suggest that you do. If you have major life decisions to make, go to your higher power. Trust your heart, your higher power, and make those decisions that really matter. Muscle testing, kinesiology is not for that, okay? It is also not good to use it for lie detector. First I thought, man, this will be good. When I first started learning, I could tell whether my kids are telling me the truth or not. Sometimes I'd always get a very good definitive answer, but I wasn't always right. Sometimes they could be lying to me, and I could test that they were telling the truth. Here's the reason. We all have our agency. We have our choice. And I cannot interfere with another person's agency without their permission. Okay? That's ground. God won't step on that ground. He will not interfere with our agency. And muscle testing is not good to see if this person, my child, is lying to me or someone else. Because their choice is to keep this information from me. And so I can't bypass their choice. What I can do, though, is ask, what is this person's integrity level? On a scale of 1 to 100, is it above 80? Is it above 90? And if you're doing that, if they're below 90, 90 might seem like a high rating. In my experience, if they're below 90, I get very concerned on their integrity level. If there's a lot of money involved, or if I'm doing business with them. But I've always been able to get very good results and have satisfactory stuff by asking a person's integrity level. Let me tell you, with muscle testing, 5 or 6 years ago, I became familiar with a company that I thought was just incredible. It was just cutting edge technology, and I thought it was just going to be an amazing thing that was going to take the world over by storm. And I ended up investing a lot of money in that, and every time I would make an investment at that company, I would take these contracts and I would do a lot of considering, and I would muscle test these contracts. What is the accuracy and the truth of this contract? Is this a good solid contract? Am I okay with this? And they would test very high, and I went ahead and signed those contracts. What I found is that I lost a lot of money, and I wasn't asking the right question. Had I asked the question, what is the integrity level of this person or this company, I may have gotten very different answers, okay? And I've since been able to use that. What's this person's integrity level? Not are they telling the truth right now, not is this a truthful contract, but what's their integrity level? And I've found that can avoid a lot of heartache and mistakes in this life. So it's good for that. Some things it's good for, some it's not. It's not good for finding lost items. I thought, oh man, this will be great. I can find lost things. I haven't had very good success finding lost things using muscle testing. Again, I always get very definite and clear answers, but they're just wrong. Okay, so it doesn't work for that. It's not good for winning the lottery. I haven't tried that. I've talked to people who have. Again, it's a God-given gift to serve us. It's not to take other money from other people from this lottery, whatever. It does not work for that. So use it for what it's intended for your higher purpose, for your good, to make your life better and more fulfilled. And muscle testing is an incredible thing. Just remember where the gift comes from, that our body is a lie detector, and it is something that can enrich your life. So again, that's muscle testing. Short explanation for it, but that's what it's all about. So I just want you to be able to understand that and understand more everything else that I do as a healer when I talk about these things, other things, and the different modalities that I use. That all comes back to, most of it, muscle testing. Using that into, how do we access that intuition? This is a very good way to do that. Again, it's like training wheels for your intuition. So I hope that's helped out. I hope that you use it. Let me know if you have any questions about that. And again, go to allthingspossible.biz and contact us. I'd love to do a short session with you and let you have a taste of what this is like, and perhaps if we would work well together. Thanks for coming today. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.